What is the difference between style and fundamental? On the forehand, a fundamental part of the forehand will be your loop. So this is something that all high-level players have in common. So this part of the forehand is fundamental. In other words, the racket has to go up before it goes down. Now, how you get into this loop, this is going to be style. So some players get into it like this, other players get into it like this. There's going to be different ways to get into this position, and you should do it in a way that feels most comfortable to you, and this is going to be your own individual style. Another style element of the forehand is how the racket drops. So some players will drop it more with a straight arm and a closed racket face. Other players will be a little bit more open as they drop the racket. This is also going to depend on the individual. There's no right or wrong in this regard, and there's many differences among the pros and how this position of the racket is achieved. So what you should do is develop your own style. Maybe you're more comfortable closing the racket like this, or maybe you're more comfortable being more open as the racket drops into this position. Another fundamental part of the forehand, in other words, something that all high-level players do, is where they make contact. So you will not find a high-level forehand that makes contact with the dominant shoulder behind. This will happen only in rare circumstances. On the other hand, this often happens at the recreational level where the dominant shoulder is behind the non-dominant shoulder at contact. However, at the high level, all players will make contact with the dominant shoulder in front, and this has to do with the sequencing of the torso rotation. So another style element of the forehand is how we finish the stroke, and this is also going to depend on if you're more of a spin player, if you're more of a flat ball striker. You're going to have a different finish than other players. Some players will be a little bit more vertical as they come across, and maybe they're going to be more going up and then down around the waist. Other players will go more around the shoulder. So this is another stylistic element that has to match you. It does you no good to try to copy somebody else. You must do what suits your type of game and what feels the best.